Hey, so I wanted to talk about some of the instructions for how we're going to make these Web 2.0 properties and how they're going to point back to our money site. Just for a quick definition, money site is your actual main website. It's the website that you want to get ranked for, that you want to show up on Google for. And a Web 2.0 property is really any kind of high page rank website on the net that people can create blogs on or submit content to. Examples would be WordPress, Squidoo, Tumblr, Hub Pages, um, you know, Overblog, things like that. So what we do for a part of our SEO is that we create a money site, and since Google likes Web 2.0 properties, we create 20 Web 2.0 website blogs on 20 different Web 2.0 websites. Um, and those websites all contain unique articles. They have links that point back to our money site. Um, but they don't look like the generic, article marketing websites. These are websites that have media in them. They have unique content, they have formatting, they have headers that are bold and bullet points and things like that. They also have images, they have YouTube videos on them. They even contain links to other websites that are considered high authority by Google. Um, if you haven't heard of Google Authority and PageRank, PageRank is kind of the algorithm in which Google measures the authority of a page, and the higher authority one website has, the more Google will put trust into it. So if you create a Web 2.0 property and you're just listing it, you're just pointing it to your own website. Your own website might be new, it might not have that much authority, but if you also pointed to other sites that actually have authority, like a Wikipedia page or something like that, Google will be connecting those two websites together. And the idea is that maybe this website you create now has a little bit more credibility because you're pointing to a new site, but you're also pointing to a lot of old and highly trusted sites. So the purpose of this video is to do an example of making a Web 2.0 property. But first, just a few things that you might want to set up first. When you're doing research on Google and you go to google.com and you type in carpet cleaning, let's say, this is what the results show like. There's an add-on though. It's called Seo Quake, and you can download it as an extension. It's completely free and it doesn't cause viruses or anything. It's safe. But what it does is that it loads up underneath every single search result right here, and it tells you what the page rank is of the website, if Google has indexed this page or not, how many links point to this website. This is to the actual page, this is to the entire domain. How many pages does Bing have indexed? What is the Alexa rank? How old is this website? Um, and this comes in handy in a bunch of different ways, but it's going to come in handy later on when we're looking for some of those high trust websites to point our site to. Things to look for would be like carpet cleaning Wikipedia, which has a page rank of 5. Page rank of 5 is really good. 10 is the highest. A page rank can be NA, like this one right here, or a page rank can be 0, which is basically no trust yet. PageRank isn't completely accurate. It only updates a few times a year, and it could be outdated. But in terms of finding websites to link to, that's a good tool. But I'll do that a little bit later. I just wanted you to make sure that you heard of Seo Quake, and if you don't have it on your computer, you should look to install it. Okay, so why don't we just get into creating a Web 2.0 site? So here's a Google Doc of how we keep track of what our Web 2.0s are. Here are the websites where we can create content. Here we put the email that we used, the name that we wrote down when creating a profile, the username and the password. This is so we can log in and log out and have everything in one place. Now for another website, I already created about, I think, 16 or 17 Web 2.0 properties, and they all have unique content and they all have their own articles already. Now for a part of this project, for the Carpet Cleaning Houston project, we're actually going to use a handful of these websites, probably the ones that I've put here in red. We're just going to log in here as Tim Sweet Blog, Titus Scrubs, whatever, and just do a brand new post or do a second post. The idea is that while it's nice to create a brand new Web 2.0 property and post one article, we're finding that websites that have 2, 3, 4 articles posted, they tend to have more authority and more trust within Google. So we're going to slowly build up that. And the reason I chose these numbers in red and not the others is because the others are, some of the titles are like Carpet Cleaning Chicago, Illinois Tips. They're just very specific to Chicago. And the ones that are red, they're actually pretty general. Like they talk about cleaning tips, but they don't mention a specific region. So I felt that because of that, it would be more appropriate to link to different websites using these specific blogs. And why don't I show you an example of what we made previously. Let me go to Weebly. So here's a Carpet Cleaning Chicago tips website on Weebly. And this is all unique content. We made this a few months ago. Here's the article. We have some pictures here. This is a high page authority. This doesn't go to our money site. This goes to the EPA.gov. It's like a PR7. For our money site, for our actual website, we had an anchor text of expert carpet cleaning. Okay, and we also added a little map here to make things spicy. And as you see, there's a little bit of effort put into these kind of websites, more so than you typically see. Let's give you an example of another one we did. It's a Carpet Cleaning Chicago website, brand new title. This is all unique content. And here's the money site link. It's actually just a website. Sometimes this is the inappropriate anchor text to use. And here's a YouTube video. I remember this website was actually first banned for being marked as spam, but I ended up talking to the admins and they reversed it. But if you notice here, it's highlighted in red, and I have a plugin which identifies follow versus no follow links. So they brought it back, but they brought it back as a no follow. If you don't know what that means, that's fine. We can talk about that later. Here's another one. It's got pictures. It's got different authority links. This one doesn't go to my website, but it's a high Pagerank, Professional Association of Cleaning and Restoration.org. Now, obviously, that's a very expert site. If I'm pointing to that site and I'm pointing to my own website, that's pretty good. Carpet Cleaning Chicago. Interesting. Okay, so let me do a example here. Why don't we do a Tumblr site? Okay, actually, I'm not going to do Tumblr because I think I've used most of my emails that I have right now for it. So instead of that, why don't we do a Multiply? I haven't really used Multiply before. So multiply.com. And I'm going to show you A through Z what we do and try to cover all the bases so you have an idea of what our process is when you end up doing it yourself. Multiply is being a little slow, so why don't we start with blurty instead. Oh, well, here it's loading now, so multiply will be closed as of May 6th. We regret to announce that we use the rest of May. Okay, so if multiply is closing, I guess there's no need to really have it listed here. That's fine. Let's go with blurty. It's a free online journal. So let's create a new username. Looking for the login or register information. Blurty is down right now while we upgrade. It should be up in a few minutes. Okay, why don't we not waste our time with that for now? Why don't we go with beep. Beep.com. Okay. So beep.com, you see it's a PR4. We are a new member. And going forward, I'm going to want to use this website for general purposes as well. So I'm not going to list Houston anywhere. I'm going to keep it general and maybe put something related to the niche. So wear and carpet cleaning, that's obviously home maintenance. It's related to cleaning. It's related to taking care of your home. Why don't we put home improvement? Home improvements. And for the email, I would do, for the email, I'm going with Emerson Hurley 6676. Password, I'll put derp1. And let's see if home improvements is an acceptable website. Looks like it is. That's a really good title. So just to stay on top of things here, the email that we used for beep.com was Emerson Hurley. Haven't chosen a name yet. We'll see what the username is, but we know for sure that home improvements might be there. Let's just have there. Try this again. Actually, the member name was already taken, so not surprising. Let's try for all. Okay, perfect. So before I forget, why don't I confirm the email address, and let me take that on pause. See the website, it says confirm your membership, so obviously we'll just confirm. Now we have no issues about our account getting canceled. Now that my account is confirmed, I can log in. And I can document the password. One. The username in this case is actually the email address. So you see what I did there. I have the email I used, I have the username, which happens to be the email address, I have the password, and eventually I'm going to have the actual URL once I've finished making the website. So now we can get into actually updating our home page. So I'm going to get my article ready here. This is one of the 8 articles I've written today using Dragon dictation, and why don't we go with Chronicles of a Messy Renter. Most of my articles are very conversational, and they talk to the reader and try to enthrall them, and there's nothing spammy about them. They even provide some good advice. You know, as a renter, I tend to go with apartments that have carpets. I love laying down on the ground. I love not being cold when I walk around barefoot, and I find that my dog really enjoys rolling around on the carpet. Sometimes I have a lot of friends over and have a small couch and a small bed, so most of them end up sleeping on the floor with blankets and pillows, etc. The bottom line is my life wouldn't be the same if it wasn't for my first-class carpet. Because I live a busy lifestyle, I'm not the neatest person in the world, and blah, blah, blah. Just, he's telling a story. He's talking about why he loves his carpet. He's talking about why it gets dirty. He's talking about how he met a carpet cleaner, and the carpet cleaner's done really good by him, and you know how it's worth paying a little extra if you're getting good service. And it's a 668-word article, so I'm pretty happy with it. Didn't actually take me too long to write it all. So if a beep is, you know, each Web 2.0 property has kind of its own format and way that it likes to be, you know, made. So after you go through every single Web 2.0 property, you'll see they all have different ways of doing things. So here's the actual site title. Now since we made the site title Home Improvements, I think for all, I think we can put that here. And here we could put tips for carpet, for home and carpet cleaning. Actually, I'd prefer to put this up here. And I want to put the title of the article up here. I believe that's an appropriate place to put it. If not, we can check at the end, and obviously we can fix that. So I always like to add some kind of formatting and bolding to kind of break up these articles. Let me edit this article real quick. Okay, I'm back. I just edited this a little bit. So there's the problem. My favorite carpet cleaning buddy, and you know, a few of his secrets. It's not bad. That breaks it up a little bit. Lets people not just glaze over while they look at the entire picture. And there's no need for a zebra here, obviously. It's not relevant, but so we're missing some images, we're missing links, and we're missing some videos. So why don't we start with a link to my website, which is carpetcleaninghouston.org. I'm just going to copy this, and I'd like this to be a carpet cleaning Houston. So why don't I change this to carpet cleaning Houston Pro, so I can highlight this part right here. Insert link. External URL. Here we go. So, and now it's underlined. When someone clicks on that, they'll go straight to my website, which is exactly what we're looking for. And in addition, we want some high PR links as well. So why don't I type in Better Business Bureau Houston. It's probably a high PR link. This might happen sometimes after you download Seo Quake. So Better Business Houston, the PR6, so obviously it's a very, very trusted link. So it's great. Let's use this. I'm going to copy that. Next time I list Houston, I'm just going to put this there. I think I used it more than once. No, I actually just used it that one time. So let me add it somewhere. As a renter in Houston. Okay. Change this to new window, so it pops up in a different window. You don't always have to do that. Typically for websites that are actually, money sites that actually go to my website, you can keep it as automatic fitting. Anything that doesn't go to my website, you can make that new window. All right, so why don't we do one more authority link here? Why don't we do carpet cleaning gov and see what we come up with. So cleaning and custodial, government bids, ultra clean carpet. Now that's Fed vendor. Here's a .gov site. This is a PR1, so it's not that great, but maybe there's something within here that I can use. Well, since this website talks about carpet cleaning, I'm just going to use the home page. And it doesn't say the PR, but this is a .gov site, so it's probably a PR6 or so. That's just from experience. We mark that as scams, so government website scams, it kind of makes sense that those two would go together, so let's do that. Why don't we have that pop out in a new window? So I want to add an image here. I'm going to find it within my computer. Hang on. So I have a bunch of stock carpet cleaning photos that I can use. And here's a cute one of a little girl. So why don't we use that? Select that. Upload picture. Upload in progress. This happens sometimes with the files on my computer. Probably shouldn't happen with yours, but let me upload another one. Here, this is fine. Okay, great. Here we go. I'm going to delete this. We don't need that. Yeah, we don't need that. We're going to move this into here. Okay. And I'm actually going to cut this apart. This is a two-column setup. It's kind of a special thing with Beep. And I'm going to add a text box over here. Now you see it's kind of broken up and it looks a little cleaner. Let's see if it's worth adding a video. This needs to be edited, so let me take that out. Yeah, delete that widget. Let's try one more time and try to get YouTube up on here. It's not the most intuitive, so you know what? I'm just going to leave it alone. Cancel that. We got one picture here. We got two links. So far, so good. And you know, for some of these websites, we might add a money site link, like Carpet Cleaning Houston, and we might also add that link in addition to one of the page links on the inside. So if we were to do that here, we would copy this URL, and you know, maybe under carpet cleaners we would make a hyperlink and then add it. But in this case, I think I'm just going to leave it as is. Right now, I think it's fine as it is. You know, and let's publish this. Wait for the publish button. pause for a second. Okay, great. So after I saved it, it was actually good to go. So this is what the website looks like. It's got a wrench, which is pretty nice, pretty appropriate. I got a link here, a link here. This is a money site link. The 2 authority links. Looks pretty legit, so I'm pretty happy with this. Obviously I would have loved maybe an extra picture here and then a video as well, which I might actually go back and add that image at least. So YouTube. Okay, so they do have these widgets. That's good. So I'm looking at some YouTube videos, and I was gonna pick something for carpet cleaning, but I thought, since the gist of the article was talking a lot about keeping a home beautiful, why don't I go ahead and make it about a beautiful home? So I'm gonna copy the link, gonna paste it here where it says video URL, do its thing, and hit insert widget. Here we go. I think that looks a lot better. And yeah, I think that looks good actually. And just figure out where you want to put things. Actually, think maybe having the video here and the image up here would look pretty good. Or maybe the video down below, kind of break up the two medias. Yeah, I like that. Let's click to see how it looks. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. I think that's good. So we have a follow link, and then you would go back and paste the URL of the Web 2.0 property, and there you go. All right, thank you.